Hi everyone, so I thought we could change tack slightly on the channel today. Now lately, as I'm sure you're well aware, we've been focusing mainly on transfer content. So for example, we've had rumours and insights on new Celtic signings. We've done all three Japanese players now with Sam Robson. I will stick a link to all three of those videos in the description below. But I thought we could change things a little bit on today's video and chat Champions League revenue. Potentially what is on offer for Celtic next season in the Champions League if we win the Scottish Premiership this season. You're about to find out. But before you can have dollar or I suppose pound signs in your eyes, we better get on to the actual issue of whether this year's Scottish Premiership winner will indeed go into the Champions League group stage next season. And a wee early spoiler, it is looking good. However, as it stands at the moment, the Premiership winners this season will enter the playoff round of Champions League qualifying next season with one tie to win to make it to the group stage. However, the huge caveat that we're expecting to play a big part is that if this season's Champions League winner already qualifies through their domestic league, then the Premiership winner will go straight into the group stage for the Champions League next season. Now, as you, I'm sure, will know, we're at the last 16 stage of the Champions League, which obviously means only 16 teams can still win this season's Champions League. That's them all there in order of their likeliness to win the tournament and how many points they are either ahead or behind the automatic Champions League places. So just looking at that graphic, there's not really too much to worry about. The big favourites for the tournament, which I think you would say are the first five there by quite a distance. The three big teams in England at the moment, Bayern Munich and obviously Moneybags PSG, they are all well on track to finish in their automatic Champions League qualification places in their domestic leagues. Obviously there could be a curveball thrown in. Ajax, I think, won all of their group stage matches, so they could be a potential shout to actually win the tournament. They're currently second in their league. A team like Man United, if they somehow get their act together in the second half of the season, could well be a contender. Maybe someone like Atletico Madrid or Juventus as well. But I think we're looking pretty safe with regards to the Champions League winner also qualifying through their domestic league. And just to put it in black and white, that would mean that this season's Scottish League winner would go straight into the Champions League group stage for the first time, I think, in about 15 years. Now, these figures that we're going to talk about on this video are taken from a Swiss Rambo thread. They are the legends on Twitter who are the go-to for in-depth football financial figures. We used them about a month ago for our Celtic financial results, and I'm going to link the Twitter thread that I'm taking most of this information and some of the graphics from in the description below as well. That description is getting quite crowded. Now, these figures are from the Champions League group stage that has just passed, so this season, and it's the first season of what UEFA call a new cycle with more money and a different way of distributing it. Now, the first thing I need to tell you about is that the total money for all UEFA competitions, so all three together, has risen by 8% from this cycle to the previous one from 2018 to 2021. As you can see, the Champions League has gone up marginally there on the left from red to green, red being the previous cycle, green being the current one. The Europa League has actually gone down, but it is worth saying that that money is now split between 32 teams rather than 48. And of course there, the new Conference League money has been added too. So say Celtic win the Scottish Premiership this season, fingers crossed on that one, and the Champions League winner has already qualified through their domestic league. We would be back into the Champions League group stage and we would have a windfall of cash coming our way. Now, UEFA splits this windfall into 4 separate parts, and I'm just going to go through them here and tell you what Celtic could stand to gain if we get into the group stage of the Champions League. Now, part 1 is what they call participation money, and that is €15.64 million to every single team. That's one of the most boring graphs you'll ever see, but it just shows that Regardless of whether you're Bayern Munich or Sheriff Tiraspol, you're getting that €15.64 million lump sum for just playing in the group stage. This is before you even kick a ball. Now that works out at £13 million. I should say most of these figures, especially, well, all of them in the graphs are in euro, but when it's really important, I'll try and translate it into pounds, which maybe makes a bit more sense. So we're talking £13 million straight away for making it to the group stage of the Champions League. Part 2 is prize money. There is €2.8 million on offer for each win and $930k on offer for each draw. Now this is in comparison to the Europa League, as you see there, where Celtic got $630k for each of our wins this season and $210k for a draw. We didn't have any draws this season, but that's what we would have got. So part 3 is UEFA coefficient. As things get a little bit more complicated, this is a system that gives more money to teams with a better recent Euro history. Now, this is over 10 years this time, unlike UEFA's traditional coefficient system that they use for seedings and rankings, which is only 5 years. So it's slightly longer term here. And it's quite simple, really. The 32 group stage teams are ranked in order of their coefficient, and the money is divvied up like you see before you. So the top ranking team in terms of coefficient would take home just over €36 million, and the bottom team, which I'm almost certain would have been Sheriff this season, would take home just over $1 million. So there's quite a big disparity there. Now the question you're probably thinking, the question I was thinking anyway, was where would Celtic have ranked out of 32 teams? It's actually really difficult to know exactly because UEFA don't really publicise the 10-year coefficient stuff, but I do think we'd be looking at between 24th and 28th in those rankings. So you're probably taking home about €7 or €8 million, something like that. Certainly wouldn't be anywhere near the top of that table, but still a nice wee extra bit of money to have there. Part 4 now, which is by far the most complicated bit, is the TV pool. Now, obvious alert, Scotland doesn't have its own Champions League TV deal. We use British, or you could even call them English broadcasters, BT Sport, for the Champions League. But this does play to our advantage, as we actually do still get a share of the English club's share. So the rule of thumb is that we get 10% of the UK's total TV pool. I'm unsure exactly what that is for this current UEFA cycle, but in our last journey to the Champions League in season 2017-2018, we earned £13.4 million, which is 10% of the old £134 million BT Sport deal. So what is this worth in total? If we add it all together, and this is a kind of conservative estimate, you're talking a guaranteed £13 million for playing in the group stage of the Champions League. You're talking around about, say, £5.6 million for the coefficient money, and you're talking at least £13.4 million as TV money, as was the case in 2017. So that's £32 million before any additional prize money has been awarded for wins and draws that we could get if we get to the Champions League. And obviously ticket sales would be massive as well. With all of that stuff factored in, I don't think it's unreasonable to say that the Champions League group stage, and group stage alone, could be worth £40 million to Celtic if we get there next season. And I would say that's pretty conservative, that estimate, in all honesty, when you add in, hospitality packages, away days in Europe and stuff like that as well. Now, the final point of this rather lengthy Swiss ramble thread is that qualifying for the Champions League group stage can lead to further success in the future. It's worth more than ever before to play in the Champions League group stage, and it obviously therefore makes it easier to qualify again in future, especially when the Scottish League winners are likely to go straight into the Champions League group stage for certainly the next 2 or 3 seasons. It won't just be next season. Added to that, this season's league winner will have a pretty huge financial advantage over the rest of the league next season and beyond, as well as the glamour of Champions League football to entice new signings with. That's why this season's title is so huge, and we're definitely making a lot of progress under Ange. That can't be denied at all. But I think if we can find a way to win that title this season and get into the Champions League group stage next season, it could really take Ange's Celtic to a new level overnight. It would also give us the summer off from qualifiers, which would obviously be a lovely wee treat given how many qualifiers we've had to play over the last few years. Maybe it would allow us to do a wee tour over to Australia or Japan and see all those wonderful people over there. The options are endless. Playing in Scotland, we don't really ever have much of a shot at winning big money domestically. It's just not a thing in this country. But getting to that Champions League group stage again would just be absolutely huge. It's been huge for the last few years, and we blew it so many years when we were the champions in the Champions route. But this season, as I keep repeating, the real high chances are that if you can win the domestic league, the Scottish Premiership, we'll be in the Champions League group stage next season. And that could be genuinely transformational for Celtic. So I hope you've taken something from this video. I hope you've not fallen asleep. We're back to more current matters tomorrow with Scott McDonald.